Scouted Football, absolute legends. You know I love them. We've worked with them before. They have given us exclusive access to their secret list of 24 players who will make it in 2024. Some of these players you will never have heard of, but you're going to walk away from this video with a whole new cachet of talent that you can use to look like a genius in 2024. So don't share this video. I don't want you sharing it, guys. Let's keep this one between us, okay? Also, I'm going to give away 3 subscriptions to Scouted, so make sure you watch the whole video to find out all about that. And it gets better. We're actually going to rank these guys in terms of how excited we are about them. We may even suggest them for a few clubs as well. Let's go. 24th spot, Adam Wharton. He's 19. And Declan Rice, Mark II? Possibly. Now, you know these players are going to be insane when Adam Wharton can only get in at the 24th spot. He's a local lad that's come through the Blackburn Academy. He's already getting those Phil Jones comparisons, which is actually a compliment in that part of the world. He is truly hot stuff in Blackburn right now. And the Declan Rice comparison, it is also totally fair with his level of defensive output this season with over 3.5 tackles and interceptions alongside a dribble success rate of 68%. I think countless midfields in the Premier League, they would be improved by Adam Wharton, and it's a matter of time until that happens. 23rd spot, Giorgiy Sudakov, 21. Nobody tell Chelsea about this guy, please. Because after the Mudryk transfer went how it did, I'm hoping that Sudakov, Mudryk's former teammate, makes a better move when deciding his next transfer, because his ceiling is undeniable. Do not take it lightly when I say that this guy reminds me of Bernardo Silva. His stats massively back it up too. His Ukrainian Premier League stats are excellent, but for the sake of comparison, we're going to use his Champions League stats. Also, bear in mind that Shakhtar are in a group alongside Porto and Barcelona, 2 sides that dominate the ball. He scored against Barcelona, had 2 successful dribble attempts, and also registered 2 key passes. He also started as a central 10, but has the presence of mind and intelligence to explore other areas of the pitch, as seen in his heat map here. It's not outside the realms of possibility that Man City don't come a-knocking for Sudakov. He suits them perfectly. 22nd spot, Kobbie Mainoo, 18. This list is so good that he can only get in at 22. Now, don't get annoyed with this one, guys, please, because there's been a lot of hype about him. I get it. But even to be on this list, you've got to be some player. You know, it's one of those ones where you're happy to be nominated, okay? And when you think of it, he's still placed higher than someone who literally scored against Barcelona in the Champions League very recently, okay? So I'm very excited about Kobbie Mainoo. I've stated that. And to be on this list, you have to excite me. And obviously, Scouted Football, who are never wrong, they have put him forward as well. His full debut against Everton showed his brilliance in possession, but we need to see more of him because some of the players on this list are playing every single week and tearing people apart, and we haven't totally seen that. But of course, in 2024, we're definitely going to see that with Kobbie Mainoo. 21, Ibrahim Osman. Not a direct descendant of Leon Osman, sadly, but the 18-year-old, there's an academy that you've never heard of that is changing the game. So Ibrahim Osman is currently playing for FC Nordsjælland in Denmark, but the Ghanaian was formed in the Right to Dream Academy based in Ghana. I first found out about those guys through Scouted Football. Now, this academy is consistently turning out ballers at a rate that we've never seen before. 7 of their graduates played in the 2022 World Cup, and it's only the beginning. Ibrahim Osman is a perfect example of this. At the age of 18, he's playing every week in the Danish Superliga, and he has all the aspects of a natural inside forward, and once he is past you, you're finished. Number 20, Matias Soule, who is also 20 years old, could be Juventus' best player next season, and he isn't even playing for them this season. Now, despite having possibly their most average team in decades, Juventus are still keeping up with Inter at the top of the table at the moment. But Matias Soule could elevate them to the next level, even though he's only 20. He has stated that his idol was Paulo Dybala, but he's actually more of a combination of Dybala and Di Maria. Sound good? Yeah, I thought it might. Well, the stats make him even better. The Argentinian has 6 goals from 12 Serie A matches so far, and he has created 5 big chances. Oh, and he also averaged 4.4 successful dribbles per match. So get ready for 10 years of hearing this guy's name. Now, you're starting to see why Mainoo is only at 22. Feel free to disagree in the comments. Number 19, Valentin Barco. He is screaming for a top 6 club to come and get this guy. He doesn't even play in Europe yet, but he had to get put highly on this list because Valentin Barco at 19 is one of the most promising left backs on the planet, and the red-headed Argentinian has been showing it for a while at Boca. What excites me the most is his profile in terms of the areas that he picks up the ball. He's in possession here in an inverted area and plays an inch-perfect through ball to the striker. This is the modern way for left backs and is the reason that he has to be high on this list. In 18th, Lucas Bergvall. Manchester United almost signed this guy, and at just 17 years of age, Lucas Bergvall has played 25 times for Djurgårdens in the Swedish Allsvenskan this year. The midfielder has excellent vision and technical ability, commonly seen by this new era of Scandinavian midfielders, and he also graduated from the IF Brommapojkarna Academy. Yep, tough to say, difficult to say, but I did it. We did it, guys. Hit that like button, right? The same academy that produced Dejan Kulusevski and Victor Gyökeres, both of which are excellent players, of course. Bergvall was on trial at Man United and Feyenoord in recent years. They are going to be regretting not signing him if he continues on this path. Ousmane Diomande, 20 years old. Someone's going to be paying 50 mil for this guy very soon. After only 13 games on loan in Portugal's second division, there was a queue of European giants trying to sign the centre-back. If you could build a modern centre-back, he is it. He has pace, physical ability, an extremely two-footed player in possession. He's still a bit raw, but of course he's going to be. And with the potential that he has, I know if Sporting are able to tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree that is this boy Diomande and refine him into what he can be, he could become one of the best in his position over the next 5 years. 16th spot, Patrick Dorgu, 19. This guy's probably the biggest gamble on this list. Now, having Dorgu this high is not what a lot of people would expect, especially when he's only started 6 Serie A matches this season, but one match in particular has got me believing in him so much. And that match is the 2-2 draw Lecce got against AC Milan. The left-back faced AC Milan's 20 million signing Samuel Chukwueze and pocketed the dude throughout the game. Now, Dorgu made 7 tackles in the 90 minutes and won 11 out of 11 ground duels. Not to mention, he got 5 key passes too. 15th spot, Eli Junior Kroupi, 17 years old. Now, where do France keep getting these players from? Kroupi has only just turned 17, but is scoring goals on a regular basis for Lorient in Ligue 1, but he's also showing the qualities of an elite creator too at only 17. The striker's got 4 goals from only 2.13 XG this season and a further 2 assists. He's got a conversion rate of 29%. I think that has to have you incredibly excited. And the duality of his ability in terms of being able to create and to score, I think is very, very rare, and it makes him even more exciting. He is Le Freak of nature in the best way possible. Lorient are, of course, in the same multi-club ownership as Bournemouth, so Bournemouth may themselves be getting their grubby little hands on this gem, despite a lot of top clubs being interested. Keep an eye on that one. 14th spot, Michael Kayode, 19 years old, a Kyle Walker regen. Kyle Walker could be someone almost impossible to replace for Man City. I would have said if Michael Kayode didn't exist, and I think Kyle Walker would have been a 10th thought for Pep. And, you know, every breath that you take whilst not knowing how you're going to solve this one, it's always going to be a bit of a deep one for him to try and figure out because Kyle Walker is so unique. But fear no more, Pep, because Kayode fits the bill. He's a right back by trade. Look at his heat map versus Cagliari. It's almost like for like from what you expect from Kyle Walker. Kenan Yildiz, 18 years old, 13th on the list. Juventus are making a huge mistake with this guy. Because at 18, you'd think that the fact that he's made 5 substitute appearances from the bench this season is a positive, right? I don't think it is. Even though he's 18, I feel like he should have been given a start by now for this next reason. He's an attacking midfielder at heart, but his broad skill set means that he can play anywhere in attack, and Juventus could have really done with that. If he continues to get a lack of minutes, he could leave Juventus, and that would be a disaster. And another low moment for the club. Hopefully, one sweet day, he gets that start that he deserves. We're getting very close to the top 10, so let's take a little breather so I can let you know a little bit more about Scouted Football and how you can win yourself a subscription. So Scouted is the best way to discover the next generation of young stars. Many of the players featured on the list are part of Scouted 50, which is the annual collection of breakthrough Wonderkids on Scouted. So you have a paid subscriber, you would get Scouted 50 and all of their writing. You can also be a free subscriber and get loads of great modern stories for free, like Modern Renaissance, which is talking about when the guys went to USG to speak to the team that helped Brighton develop Karim Mitoma and Simon Adingra, and also Flowers on Asphalt, where they spoke to the coaches that turned Moises Caicedo into the monster that he has become. He's an unbelievable footballer and it's an incredible story. You can sign up for free to get Scouted stories straight away. Links in the description. And Scouted have been very kind. They're going to give us some freebies. So what I need you to do is this. There are links in the description, of course, to Scouted Football, but also to the brand new JLA Twitter account and Instagram account. On both of those, we will have a post where you can follow, of course, to those two channels, and then down below, pop in your name. We will then pick two of you guys at random to get yourself a subscription to Scouted. We really appreciate your support this year and supporting these brand new channels as well. So make sure you go and follow them, and hopefully we can give you more great content and freebies as well, of course. Big thank you to Scouted. As I said, we're so close to the top 10. These next two players have just missed out though. Who from the list so far did you expect to be in that top 10? Let me know. 12th, Gabriel Moscardo, 18 years old, the Brazilian nobody talks about. So Andre Santos of Chelsea and Andre of Fluminense are the two most talked about young Brazilian midfielders at the minute. Maybe because they come first alphabetically. I don't know. But what we should be really excited about is Gabriel Moscardo, who is thriving in a Corinthians team that is massively struggling at the minute. At the time of recording. It says a lot about the 18-year-old that he's been able to thrive in that environment, and that bumped him up a few places in this list. He has everything you'd want in a defensive midfielder, and he has a footballing age well beyond his years. Just missing out on the top 10, Evan Ferguson. Now, I bet you didn't see this coming. Evan Ferguson not in the top 10 just shows the quality that this list has and what you have to look forward to both in this list and in the medium and long-term future when it comes to football. Look, he already has 12 Premier League career goals under his belt, alongside a hat-trick against Newcastle, of all people. I've spoken about the hat-trick too much. Forget that. A lot of Irish people view him as their next big hope, and that is completely understandable given the quality that he has. He could be higher on the list, totally, for current ability right now, but I think some of the potential and high ceilings of the next few players is just insane, and that's why he just missed out. Right, now it is time for the top 10, and I won't lie to you, it is a complete joke, and the total value of this top 10 could be in the billions one day. Some of these players were born in 2007. Heartbreaking, I know. Right, 10th spot, Nestory Irankunda, who currently plays for Adelaide United. Now, when we said that Patrick Dorgu at 16 was bold, then get a load of this, because the first player in the top 10 is an uncapped Australian who plays in the A-League. However, he made his A-League debut at only 15 years old and was devastating A-League defences. As a winger, you'd expect me to say that he's great one-on-one and has a good burst of pace, right? Well, yeah, he does, but that's not the best thing about him. The best thing about him is the purity with which he strikes a ball. The wingers who do this well all go on to thrive in Europe, and Irankunda is no exception, with a move to Bayern Munich pending. If you don't agree, let's talk about this in 2 years' time, and then, well, you can call me maybe, and then we can chat it through. Antonio Nusa, 18 years old, 9th on the list. Norway, they need to chill, okay? Because Antonio Nusa is one of quite a few Norwegian wonderkids making their way to prominence in Europe at the minute. He's only made 5 starts for Club Brugge this season, but they're clearly protecting what could turn out to be a superstar asset in Nusa. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists, and created 5 big chances this season. That's not even the best part. He's dribbling. It is so fun to watch. He's got so many tricks up his sleeve. And at some point, it's like watching Flashdance. It's like, what a feeling! You know? God, that was good, isn't it? 8th spot, Jorrel Hato, 17. There isn't a box that this dude doesn't tick. He's tall, fast, left-footed, good on the ball. All the hallmarks are there from Jorrel Hato in what we look for in a modern centre-back, but he's not just a centre-back. He's also played as the left-sided defender at times this season too, and is very similar to Jurrien Timber at Arsenal. The ability to be diverse in where you're able to play is what all the top teams are looking for, and at 17, Hato is worth over 10 million euros, and considering Timber went for 40, Hato could be worth double by the time he's 22. 7th spot, Karim Konate, 19 years old, and you can't have a Wonderkid video without RB Salzburg being involved in said video. Now, you'd think Salzburg would have run out of Wonderkids by now and would struggle to live up to the unearthing of gems like Haaland, Sesko and Adeyemi, but you would in fact be incorrect, because in his first season as Sesko's replacement, he's already scored 8 goals in 16 Austrian Bundesliga matches, averaging a goal every 136 minutes. Sesko averaged a goal every 127 minutes last season, so the signs are there that Konate is on his way to being viewed as his equal. In 6th spot, it's Roony. Roony Bardghji. Not Wayne Rooney. He's old now. But does the namesake of Rooney have his potential? Well, the comparisons over Rooney and Rooney are actually quite poetic in terms of how they stack up at similar ages. Wayne, of course, had a man's body at 16, and Bardghji is very similar in this reference. What I like about him is that he uses his frame very intelligently as a way of ghosting past players onto his stronger left foot. He's got 7 goals in the Danish Superliga this season, and despite everyone knowing that he wants to cut in and shoot, they just can't seem to stop him. He even said that he wants to be the best player in the world one day. And that's the kind of mentality we want to see on this list. 5th spot, Johan Bakayoko, one of my favourite names in football, Bakayoko. Yeah. Now look away, Chelsea fans. Topoli, I'm sorry, but you may have bought the wrong PSV left-footed right winger last January. A big problem with inverted wingers these days is that they become a bit predictable. But that's not an issue for Johan. Look at his upper body shape here. He's square, which means his weight is neutral, giving him the ability to go either way, not dissimilar to Dorgu at Man City. Bakayoko has 8 assists this season because of this, and he's averaging 3 successful dribbles per match, which is super strong. 4th spot, Joao Neves, 19. Whoever gets him is cheating, quite frankly, because, and why would you say that, Jim? Well, because I've never seen a 19-year-old who is such a cheat code. 3 tackles and interceptions per 90. He puts up fantastic defensive numbers in the heart of that Benfica midfield. But that's not the real reason as to why he's so fantastic. With 1.4 successful dribbles per 90 and with a success rate of 74%, he has so much time on the ball in the middle of the park and is possibly one of the most press-proof midfielders in the world for his age. I've already seen Man United and Liverpool linking themselves to him, and it's not going to be long until there's a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 team bidding war for this dude. He could go for over 100 million before he's 20 years old. Football's weird, and he's good. 3rd spot, Mathys Tel, 18. Now listen to this. I don't think you understand how crazy this list is for Tel to only get in at number 3. He's never going to get in ahead of Kane, but Kane isn't going to be there forever. So Tel is so highly rated that they've even tried to squeeze him into the team on the left wing in their Champions League matches against Copenhagen. And even whilst out of position, he created one of the 3 big chances in that game. He has all the attributes of a deadly striker, and learning from Kane over the next 2 years could take him up a notch when it comes to those subtleties when we didn't even know if that was possible. But he's still 3rd. 2nd spot, Kendry Paez. Potential to be the best Ecuadorian of all time. 16 years old and already 5 Ecuador caps is absolutely crazy. The ability, the natural creative ability that Kendry Paez possesses at 16 years old is the clear reason as to why he's being rated so highly. He's so highly rated, in fact, that he's already secured a move to Chelsea. Surprise, surprise. I mean, it's good work from Chelsea. If he gets looked after, there's no telling what his ceiling is, because every time he has to step up, he goes above and beyond. I have no idea what he can achieve, which I guess is not helpful, but you understand my point. And at number 1, the one you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please, editor. It's probably the only one that you might have been expecting. Lamine Yamal. 16 years old. His market value at 16 years old is about to blow your mind. Lamine Yamal has already become the youngest ever La Liga goal scorer, as well as the youngest ever Spain goal scorer at the age of 16. He's already made 7 La Liga starts, 2, and he's created 4 big chances in the process. He looks so comfortable with the demands of senior football, and despite still having a teenager's physique, he's deceivingly physical in how he's able to ride challenges. With 1.5 successful dribbles at 72% success rate, he can't be stopped that easily, at the very least. And if he starts to score goals routinely, the comparisons with a certain someone won't take long.